Okay, I'm going to go into my hive. It's been 1 week since I added a empty frame with a wax foundation on it in between two of the brood frames. I want to see if they've drawn some comb on that, and I'm hoping that I'm giving my queen more space to lay eggs. Also, while I'm in here, I'm going to put some AviGuard strips in for mite control. It's in September here in Virginia. Also, in the bottom here, I've got a long handmade board type of pan for my oil underneath my screen bottom, and I've bought some trays. It should say my wife bought them, that I'm going to set in there and put oil in. Also going to add another wax foundation frame over on the end of where they've been filling up honey in the frames. I'm going to feed up the inside feeder, and I got a quart jar in here that I'll put on the outside jar feeder. But also just look and see if I can see any eggs or brood in there too, see how the queen's doing. So I'm going to position this camera in this holder here so that I got hands free, and probably won't get to see the process down here because I'll move all this out of the way and I'll wait till last to put my pans in. But anyway, you get to see inside my horizontal hive for those of you that haven't seen it before, and sort of get an idea, because I've got some physical issues that I cannot manage a hive that's got heavy boxes on it. So here we go. Let's see how this goes today. Also, this is the first time I've not wore my lambskin gloves. I'm wearing these black mechanic gloves I bought, and so if you hear me crying like a baby, it's not because I'm thinking about my birthday. It just means that they were able to penetrate it. Alright, let me get my smoker. Like I said, for those of you that haven't seen this is my top covers that I made going here out of what they call like a masonite board. Over here I can feel how warm it is because that's where my bees are, the colony. So I'm just going to pop them loose. Probably need to take this one on the end first, because this one here probably have a burr comb underneath it where the bees have attached it to the top of the frames, and I have to sort of give it a twist because I don't want to try to pick it straight up. I'm afraid that the comb be attached to the frames and I'll pull the frames up. So we'll just pop this one loose. There they are. There's that inside feeder. Let's see my bees. See the girls here. Alright. As you can see, they got propolis all around here where they seal up the hive. And that's good, you know. Try to keep pests out. Small hive beetles and different things like that. So we're going to set this one cover over here out of the way. I'll take my smoker. I'll add a little smoke. And actually what the bees do is that when you smoke them, they associate it with a fire. So they'll go down into their honey reserves and they'll start filling their stomachs up with honey, because if they have to leave in case it was a real fire, they'd be taking a little food with them and nourishment so they could establish the hive somewhere else. So that's what smoking does. It, as people say, generally it's calming them. There's a little spider, just killed it. Okay. And you can see when the bees do that, they'll go down there, and when you pull up the frame, you'll see their little butts sticking out. The heads are stuck in a cell where they're, you know, drinking up honey. So Well, I'm a newbie beekeeper, you know, and I'm learning this stuff as I go by asking questions and stuff to experienced beekeepers, and I've got a lot to learn. So not everything I do in this video is probably going to be proper. Anybody that watches it, just let me know how I can improve what I'm doing, what I do wrong that you see, because I appreciate it. Alright, this one seems to be stuck real good, like I said, with some burr comb under it, so I'll move it this way. That'll break it loose. And there we go. See, here's the burr comb I was talking about. That's what they build in space on top of the frames. So I'm just looking at them in general, seeing how they look, see if I spot any mites on them or deformed wings, you know, caused from where mites can be inside the cell as the larvae's developing. Like I said, being new at this, you know, I may overlook something that an experienced beekeeper will see, but I just go with it best I can over and over. Maybe I'll get better at judging things later on. See, this one bee, see a variation in the color in her, a whole lot different than her sisters. I read where a queen can mate with up to 20 drones, which that can be some of the reason that you get some variation in different colors in your workers. So let's set this one aside. Alright, all these black frames are the 5-frame nuke that I got. Here's the one that I had added in here. I'm going to take this top cover off because I've got a follower board right here, and that way I got room to set one of these frames out over here. So give them a little bit more smoke. It's 65 degrees out here today. It's partly cloudy, really sunny. It's supposed to get up to about 80 later. I'm in this hive it's about 10:30 in the morning, something like that. I wanted to get into them today because I was going to do a little road trip for the weekend. So that's why I'm getting into them early. Alright. Okay, let's set this one over here on this side of the blade. Here's my following board that I made. Made it a little tight, so I had to get my carpenter, my wife, to trim it down some so it'd fit right. Alright, we're going to make a little space so I can take one last frame out. This frame here, I was hoping that they've drawed enough on it and started making a honey reserve. I don't believe the queen's come out this far yet to try to put in brood. But See, they've got a lot of this spot capped on this inside here on this frame, which is good. Come on, little bee. There you go. Don't go back up under there. Try not to mash any, but it's going to happen. Okay. Let's see here. If I can, I want to show you what I was talking about. See how the little bee's got her head in there? You can see some honey. They may be adding to that, I guess. But then again, they could be, you know, getting some out because, like I said, I've smoked them. There's a drone, so you can see a drone. That's a male bee right here. And a male bee, a drone cannot sting you. It doesn't have a stinger. They don't get as many chromosomes, I guess that's what it is, as the workers do. You can see the big eyes. That's another way that you can tell them. Okay, we're going to set this one right here. All right, now, like I said, I'm gonna what I've heard and what I've read is, and what little bit I can remember from taking a class. So as fall comes around, the workers, you know, knowing it's gonna be winter soon, they start pushing the drones out because the drones don't do any kind of beneficial work. You know, they can't help maintain the hive. They're just for mating with virgin queens. So once you have a queen that's mated like this, that's laying eggs, these drones are not beneficial to her either, because she retains enough sperm that she can produce eggs for 2 to 3 years, sometimes a little longer. So they'll get rid of the drones. So me seeing that one, I don't know if they've already started that or they haven't. So anyway, that's the fate of the drone. Those that don't mate with a queen, they get thrown out in the winter and then they starve to death. Come next spring, the queen will lay, and her brood, she'll lay some drones, because that's the process of them multiplying. And for the drones to mate with other virgin queens and pass on the genes and stuff that they can, have more bees, which we need as many bees as we can get. Bees have a lot of adversities today, more than they ever had, and so I'm just rambling here a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out the best way for me to do what I'm doing to get to this one frame right here. So I was pushing the rest of the frames apart, and also smoking the bees. Something I found out I think is different with this than it being a regular box hive is that me standing back here smoking, I have a tendency to smoke the bees real good in this area, but when it comes to that back side, I don't get them. I'm going to put them down. When I say I put them down, what I meant is that as I smoke them here a little bit more, they'll sort of leave the top of the frame. pull this one up. I'm just really curious. I want to see how it is. Yeah, they're pulling comb, which is good. I hope that this, you know, it'd be cool even if I saw the queen bee on here, but there's probably the combs are not drawn out far enough for her to make cells, you know, but they're there's a little new a younger bee. I don't know where she go. Lost it once I did. But the younger ones, they're a little bit more fuzzier and they're smaller, and you can tell them their little eyes. And so, you know, I'm looking for stuff like that new brood. Here's one. I don't have an idea of why it looks like this. It's this bee right here. It looks different from what I've seen. I don't know if it's a newly hatched bee. It might be. I'm looking for my queen too, just to see if she is on here. She's easier to identify because she's marked. So I'm looking for a yellow dot. She's not out here yet. I don't see any eggs in here yet, but they are pulling that comb, making cells, which is good. Maybe that will be where she'll lay some brood, I'm hoping. I was feeding them so much, I think, that I was about to honey, what they call honey bound them, that they were just filling up every cell they could with the sugar water. I mean, that's what I think. I don't know if it's true. I've been hearing some stories about people doing that, and I thought, well, maybe that's what I'm doing, and I don't realize it. And so, all right. Like I said, I'm gonna add that other frame in here. I'm also going to put my I think I'll put one in here, right here, and one in here, that Affy guard strips. So let's get this back together here. Well, I haven't had a bee try to land on my glove yet. Well, I'll take it back. Here's one. So if you hear me yelp, that's probably a real good tender spot to get a hold of me at. I think that's what it's wanting to do, stinging. I can't get fixated on that. And she flew away. Come on, guys. Alright, so you can put this one here. There. Now, move this following board, and we're going to put one empty frame in here. Okay. Probably me dropping my hive tool like that sounds like a drum. It's probably not too good idea to do. My bees are probably very gentle, and I haven't experienced any real aggressiveness out of them. And so just like that too. Alright, now I think I'll add the sugar water first before I put this strips in, because I've never done the strips before, and I know when I add the sugar water that they usually say, hey man, it's time to eat. One thing I wanted to do too, I haven't done since I put this in, is see if I can get this up. I'm hoping. I want to see if I got any drowned bees in the bottom. Oh, that looks good. So I'll push it back down. They seal up everything with propolis, just like these tubes. You know, that tells you too the undertaker bees. Let's see, all them bees look okay in there. So I'm gonna feel from this hole. I guess they're getting what remnants is left. Let's fill this up. All right. Might have to come back around this way. Well, not too bad. Still wouldn't get a job pouring moonshine though, which is a good thing. Now hopefully them other bees over there, as the tide is coming in, that they're climbing the ladder. It's not a full gallon, so it won't bring it to the top. But when I get back next week, I'll go back into them again. So I'll top it off next week. All right. Now here's a question I got. I put these in. Funny, I won't think about asking this question to somebody until after I already done this. But I read where it said to take the honey super off when you do this. Mine being a horizontal hive, I don't have a super on top. I got these frames here which seem to be mostly honey, these outer ones, and I think these two. So I don't know what the reason is. Also, these things, I don't smell nothing on them. They smell dry. I got them out of the vacuum pack sealed. Are they supposed to be wet? That's another question I got. So anybody out there watching me do this, you know, if you know the answer to that, please message me or leave a comment so that I'll know. It says not to leave this stuff in here longer than 8 weeks. I can leave it up to 6. Well, they don't like that. I don't blame them. I wouldn't like it either. I don't like it. It says you can put a toothpick or nail, but I saw a video where a person was just using the little tabs on it. I don't like the tabs. So I don't think I got any twigs out here. Yeah, I do. I got a stem off a leaf. And leaves are coming off anyway. It's a pear tree. The pear tree's losing leaves, so I'll borrow a few of her leaves. And we'll just use the stem. Boy, they're not happy, man. I can feel them buzzing. Let's see here. I'm glad I filled up their feeder. Now that's going to be a problem. As I put that down there, that's going to decap some cells. So try to not get a bee underneath my glove. Okay, pop that back in. Well, watch them. Those girls, they are not happy. They're like intruder. Okay, let's see here. They are not happy. I don't blame you guys. Alright, that one's down. Now, they're not happy at all. Put a little smoke on me here. A little smoke on them. Alright, see if we can do this one on this side over here in between these two frames. Alright. Also, you know, if they got any cross comb going or between these two frames too, I'm breaking that up. That causes a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to leave you guys alone. I got that taken care of. Like I said, I didn't look for the queen this time. I just wanted to add this empty frame in here for more honey, and checked on that one. Filled up the feeder. Like I said, I know that they've drawn comb on that one, which is good. I had stopped feeding them there for about a week, since the last time I got in them, because I thought, well, if they are honey bound, I'll let them, won't give them any, sugar water. So now I've got that gallon filled up. I hope I'm not being counterproductive. I hope they don't turn around now and fill up that frame with just sugar water, honey. I'm taking off this burr comb that's stuck here. Alright. Let's get the other smaller one. I do have a brush, so brush the bees off gently. Probably better. Let's move this one down. And there's an ant. Killed him. Now push this cover down this way. I don't know why my bees are on the back side of this inner cover like this. I guess I don't know if that's younger bees or what. Alright, let's see, got one more. Looking down in my pan down here, I see a bunch of dead small hive beetles. Alright, let's brush these 2 bees off there. Those 2 bees, brush them off. And where they put that propolis on the bottom of these covers, you talk about sticky, holding them together. They do the job. These bees are very hygienic. Let's get that off here. Alright, I'm going to get this burr comb out. See if I can get these bees. I wonder what that one's doing with this bud up in the air. And they're fanning. I wonder why on top of this intercooler. Anyway. Smoke them up. See if I can get them to disperse. Move my tools from up on top here. Alright guys. Girls, as I should say. See if I can get you guys on it. If I can get you all off here or not. Only thing about me having these inner covers up here is I don't have any access. If I close this lid right now, these bees are trapped. They don't have any access out. So I don't know what the deal here, Lucille. You guys, what's your deal? Come on, there we go. Take flight. And get them up on the edge there. I can get them off. There we go. Hoorah! Nope, one more. Come on. There you go. Where'd you guys come from, huh? Oh, hell yeah. Alright. Yep. Like, here we go. Last call. They're out. Alright, now I'm going to set this smoker down for a minute. Get this brush out of my hand. Okay, I'm going to try to move this whole stand here. I'm going to show you the jar feeder. And, whoa, you know, might be a little off level. See if I can straighten the bubble out on the tripod so you don't feel like you're on a boat. Alright, there's the jar feeder. It's been empty, like I said, for a week. and show you when I put the other one on there how the bees will be on the bottom of this. Okay, now when I lift this empty one up, I'm going to try to have this one close enough. Well, that's probably because there hasn't been anything in there for a week, and then they're like, hey, there's no use hanging around here over here by an empty jar, which makes absolutely good sense. Okay, now alright, let's try this now. I'm going to move you again. And let's see if I can get this. That looks pretty good. Alright. Now, this is where there's a small hive beetle. There's another one. Alright, let me pull this tray out. The only bad thing about this tray is I just lined it with aluminum foil, and then one day when I was cleaning it out, I must have cut a hole in the aluminum foil and all my mineral oil leaked out. Most of it did, so that's why a lot of these beetles have it drowned. So we're going to say adieu to this. And I'm going to add my pans, but also I'm going to rake the bottom here. And the reason I'm doing this is that when I first put my pan in, I found wax moths had laid eggs, and I had wax moths larvae in there, so I always just run this along the bottom. Now I'm going to try my trays. This is the first time I have tried them, so let's see how they do. I'm hoping that I can still got the plastic around it, no wonder it wouldn't come loose. Let's take one of these and then I'll get back to that one. Okay. One. There's two. There's three. And voila, 4. So what I'll do is I will get my oil have to stop and buy some mineral oil. And hell, hey, that's cool because I thought I needed at least one more, but 4 of them did it. So I'll go get my mineral oil, pour it in them pans, and make a trap, and also, you know, be able to take a mite count now that I got that Guard in there, because I wanted to see how it does. So I'm going to close this up, and I'll review the video after a while. Hopefully I didn't forget something I wanted to do while I was in there. Let's see. All right. Okay, so saying that I have a screen bottom underneath it. Think about building another one of these hives, and I think about doing a solid bottom in it, not doing a screen bottom, and just see how it works together. I hinged the roof on it and everything because of the weight, again, because there's insulation in this roof between 2 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood, and so it made it too heavy. I screened in both sides, you know, keep any wasp or anything from getting up there and making a home. And I couldn't find any aluminum or anything, big sheets, so I took this ribbed roofing and put on it. In the front, I made 3 entrances, so as the hive expands, you know, I can open it up if needed. But right now, I've got a reducer on this one, and they're using this entrance here. The way they sound to me right now, they're probably still agitated at me for coming in there. They're bringing in some pollen. Let me step off to the side here. Maybe they're trying to tell me, look, you've caused us a reduction in our entrance, plus you get your big fat body up in front of it. But let you watch how the bees are sort of working and doing their job. I had posted some pictures and a video before, and this plans that I got off the internet, they did have little porches, you know, landing boards, and I opted not to put them on. I just thought it'd give like predatory wasp, hornets and stuff like that a place to set, but I don't know, I may put them on the other hive just to see, especially when they're really high activity and there's a lot of them. I mean, they're flying, they come in sometimes and nearly crash landing when they're full of nectar or got their pockets full of pollen. So we'll see how it does. I'll be able to compare them better come next spring when I get that other one up and going. I just hope and pray this being my first year that I don't manage to kill them and that they survive through the winter. Alright, so that's my video, and hope maybe something I did was of benefit to somebody, and what I did that's not good, I hope that it's noticed and comments made about it. So thanks for watching this video.